All right. I okay. So here's what just happened. That we had some sound issues and everything. We're back. Hopefully you can all hear us now. Yes. Okay. So we're back. I'll introduce myself again. I'm Technical. I'm joined by Gyrodos. You're watching 200 League semifinals between NextZ and Freeze. Apologies for the audio issues. We're gonna take a look at the lineups real quick. For NextZ, we have Alpha, Konni, who will be providing your POV, Nino, Ollie, who will be your host for the match, San Diego, and Zuax. Gyrodos, you want to run them through the Freeze lineup?
Yep, and for Freeze, we got Gabry with our POV, Pottery, Scar, Skilly, Squadling, and Victor, Paul, Marius. I'm not too sure who San Diego and Victor Paul are. I know they probably go by different names, but I'm not quite sure who they are.
I'm sure they do. I do not know. I will see if I can get that information real quick.
Okay, San Diego's Alex. So I think he's on Beck in 150cc.
Yes.
And then
it seems.
And Serrata.
Serrata, yes.
Okay. So yeah, both of these teams have a lot of high 200cc experience and high 150cc experience. So Konni is one of the best. I think he is the best German player in the world, or not German, but Austrian for sure, and he's in a German clan. So,
of course.
And then Serrata is one of the best 150 players in France. So, and we got Scar, who's definitely one of the best European players as well. So this is going to be a very fun match to watch. I believe he's the MVP of D1 as well, right?
He was the MVP of D1 by a relatively decent margin. It was by a few points. So he's definitely done very, very well for his team this league.
Yeah, and I think the room is opening a little bit late, so we're gonna have to be. I'm actually gonna check the stream to see what they think of the match. Let me pull it up real quick. And in the meantime, what do you think are the tracks that we're going to be seeing today, Tech?
So I know that NextZ likes to pick a lot of like the typical lounge tracks, so like Mario Kart Stadium, Twisted Mansion, that kind of stuff. Freeze, I think we could see some things like Shy Guy Falls for Scar. I remember talking about this a while back, but Scar is very good at Shy Guy Falls, and it's kind of become a Freeze staple from what I've seen. So I think, a lot of, kind of out there tracks, if you will, for Freeze, and a lot of like the more typical tracks for NextZ.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna see tracks from all over the place. I wonder, do you know what type of DLC tracks we'll see out of these two teams as well?
I can guarantee you we will probably see Toad Circuit at least once.
Okay. Is it?
I'm not sure otherwise though.
Popular 200cc track. I know it's like kind of a bagger, kind of a runner. You can do both.
Toad Circuit can kind of act like a lot of things. Like it can be a runner or bagger, as you said, but it's pretty popular in 200cc. I think mainly for the fact that it's not too difficult to drive, and it's just like a much more consistent track than a lot of the other DLC tracks.
Yeah, because I hear that a lot of the DLC was just like not made for 200 at all, and
oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just a wild ride everywhere. Like I think New York is one of those tracks where on 150 it's like amazing to drive. It's like one of the most satisfying to drive in the game, and then on 200 it's just kind of like you're kind of all over the place. You have to go. The cars are like really annoying to avoid, and it's just it's kind of crazy in general.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff with the DLC on 200cc. Now it seems the room has finally been opened, so we should be expecting to get going pretty soon here.
Yeah, and another DLC track with a lot of cars, Shroom Ridge. That track is not fun at all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have some opinions on that track in 200cc online. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I don't think I've gone a race on 200cc driving that track where I have not hit at least a car every lap.
That's how it goes most of the time. Now, before we were talking about who we think might have the upper edge for each match before the audio issues and everything. Let's just talk about that a little bit more before we get going here. We have 10 in the room, so we should be getting going pretty soon. Who do you think will have the upper hand here for this best of 3?
Okay, I don't know if we caught this, but I said that I think Freeze takes game 1, and then NextZ come back and take games 2 and 3. And I think they're all going to be blowouts because I think both these teams are really explosive, and it's 200cc is very much like a snowballing effect type of a mode. And what do you think, Tech?
So I like what you said about how like 200cc is like a snowball effect kind of mode. I think this will be a lot closer than a lot of people have been telling me. I personally think that in terms of experience, NextZ absolutely takes it, but I think Freeze does have the ability to make some noise and do and gain some ground. Another thing I'd like to say is going back to that snowball effect thing that you said. In the words of my my good friend Italic, 200cc is so momentum based. So once you gain momentum, it is very hard for the other team to take it back.
Yeah, and there's not as many baggers on 200cc as there is in 150, so there's a lot fewer tracks to pick from. And even with a lot of the baggers, it's just kind of difficult to get in the front immediately, and you still need that front presence even if you are on a bagging track, because it's just not going to work out for you if you have nothing up there. Because if there's no shock, or if the other team gets shock, it's just there's only going to be one unless someone dodges with it. So it's going to be that snowball effect is very, very real. So yeah,
exactly. 200cc is just overall a more running based mode than 150. So like anyone that's watching right now that's not too familiar with 200cc, a lot of what you see, there will be bagging, of course, like that's always going to be there. But there's a lot of driving plays such a large role in everything that like you need to have a good sense of, you know, how to drive in 200cc if you want to succeed.
Yeah, if you take it on like a scale, like Mario Kart Wii is probably the most running based game out of all the Mario Karts, I would assume. We haven't seen like too much online of like the other games for like before Mario Kart Wii, but like Mario Kart Wii is probably the most running based, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is probably the most bagging based, I'd say. And then 200cc is like kind of in the middle, like directly in the middle, I'd say, between those two, because a lot of the times if you're in first, you're going to be keeping it, because not only can you outrun blues, but you can also crack the reds on a bunch of walls if you just drive tight. So it's very easy to keep first as opposed to on 150cc.
Exactly. Now, the recent updates have also made some changes to, you know, outrunning red shells and blue shells. So it's actually a lot more difficult to do both of those now, but it still is very, very possible. For example, a lot of people may know this, but the blues don't actually freeze in the cannons anymore. They just catch up, or they catch right up to you. So outruns like, you know, the famous Cloud Top Cruise outrun where you can just outrun the entire track. That's not possible if it locks onto you, say, at the first super bounce.
Okay, so tracks like Maple Treeway as well, Waluigi Pinball.
Exactly.
You can't outrun anymore.
Yep, exactly.
So if it locks on, like in the cannon, will it not catch up to you, or?
Oh no, it still will.
Wow.
Like
okay.
The cannons have been altered to where they catch you. Unfortunately, it sucks, to be honest with you, because like there were a lot of famous outruns and really fun outruns as well, and a blue poof, which is basically, you know, when the blue just like kind of disappears. I found one on Rainbow Road 8, and that is also not possible anymore as a result. So
I wonder if they'll. I don't think they'll change it back, but it would be cool if they did.
I would like it if they did.
Yeah. And do red shells do the exact same thing? Do they just catch up to you in the cannon?
I think they did anyway.
Oh, okay.
Like from the start.
Yeah, and in the chat, Splat says, I guess Shock is huge in 200. You are correct. Shock is one of the... It's much more major than it is in 150 a lot of the times, because when you get shocked, you come to almost a complete stop a lot of the time. And on 150, you of course get back up to top speed a lot quicker than you do in 200. So that just means that dodging is way better. Shocks in general are way better. But there's also a lot shorter time to be pulling the shock because the races end so much faster. So that just
Exactly.
means that you're going to have to pull it basically as soon as it is available after 30 seconds. So in order to pull one a lot of the times, because some of these tracks are like 1 minute long. So that means you're going to have to pull it at 30 seconds and then coordinate with your team what you want to do with it, and then use it effectively all in the span of like 10 seconds to really actually affect the race on some tracks.
Yeah, the speed thing is the biggest thing with 200cc that makes the shock so much powerful. Is just because you're so much faster. There's less time, and if you have mushrooms, stars after you already dodge the shock, you are basically set for the whole race if you're one of the only dodgers. So, shocks are just overall so much more powerful on 200cc.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. I don't know if people have there's not really dedicated baggers. It's usually people who just end up dying at the beginning due to spam or whatever, or getting bumped. Those are the people who generally bag, and you don't really stop at sets as you do on 150. So you're not going to see people like basically suicide bag for shock a lot of the time. They're going to try and put themselves in good spots because you naturally pull shock a lot. So if you just like driving through sets, you're going to be at distance a lot of the time because the distance between bottom 4 and first is usually going to be a lot bigger, and the shock distances on every map is the exact same as it is on 150, which means that the 200cc shocks are going to be much more not common, I guess you could say. It's much more common in the sense that with fewer boxes, or with the same boxes, you're going to be pulling it more often, but you have less time to do it, if that makes any sense.
Yes, indeed. And we are getting started finally. The first track, Excite Bike Arena. Not actually one that's that common in 200cc, but I know Freeze likes to pick it, as they do here. The next Z pick, Paris Promenade, is like, that has become a big 200cc runner. It's like very, very, very good. Like, if you know how to drive that track, you start in first, you're just kind of gone, to be honest with you.
And there's no cannons either, so there's nothing to mess up your blue shell outruns.
Exactly. We see a lot of Next Z in the back to start. Now, the Excite Bike Arena basically functions the exact same in 200cc as it does on 150. You bag. It's so unbelievably difficult to run and win. As we see a lot of Donkey Kongs. I'm not sure which characters are on which teams, though, so I'm not exactly sure who's in the front right now.
I believe Scar uses DK. I might be wrong, though.
I believe so.
So that's one of the DKs. I would assume Freeze are the other DKs, because I think Nexty all uses Waluigi.
Yes, they love their Waluigi, I'll tell you.
All right, and Konni's just setting himself up to have a really good race. He's starting up, going through the off-road. Now he has triple shrooms to take this cut, and then first cut lap 3. Okay, it looks like he has to use these shrooms. And we see Gabry in first as well, so he said running space. Oh my goodness, someone's right on him.
Right on him. Well. Oh, it's next Gabry versus, I think, Alpha up there, just kind of fighting for first place here.
Okay.
I don't believe there's going to be a shock this race either, so it just kind of comes down to who survives the final turn.
Can he make this snipe here?
Blue shell's out.
Quite.
They won't reach, however.
Oh, wow.
Oh, a very close bomb there. It seems like Next Z is going to be top 2 to start. Gabry gets 3rd. I'm not sure where everyone else is. Seems like
top
a little bit of Next Z in the back as well.
3, 4, 5 for Freeze, and bottom 2 as well for Freeze. So not a great race to start off from that Freeze pick, but maybe they can turn around this next race.
Indeed. Next Z immediately coming out to not that large of a lead to start, but definitely enough to, build some momentum, give themselves a good track pick here. The classic Moo Meadows versus Twisted Mansion. I love it.
Yeah, this is certainly a 200cc classic. Moo Meadows being one of the hardest runners in the game. It's almost impossible to lose first if you make no mistakes. You have to be basically insta-greened out of first in order for it to happen, and there's 2 people, or I guess there's 1 person you have to take out before you take out first, in this instance. So there's 2 people up there that can survive a green. So yeah, we do see Twisted Mansion coming out. So we're not going to get that huge runner. Maybe Freeze can turn it around here. We'll see.
It's a track where it is basically if you start in top 2 and second does not pull a mushroom, you are basically dead at the start because third and fourth place, if you go left, you can get 2 tricks. Ooh, Gabry burns out in third. He's going to lose the opportunity to get those 2 tricks. But as I was saying, third and fourth get 2 tricks on the left side, so you're automatically passing top 2 and also with the chance of getting a shroom. It just sets you up for a really good position.
So top 2 is not supposed to go left, even though you can get 2 tricks?
Yes, top 2 can't get 2 tricks.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right, we see Konni and oh.
Immediately gets killed out by the green. So it seems he's going to play this race in the back. Seems FRZ has 10-12 right now. 1 bagger for each team trying to pull the shock here to see if they can turn the race around.
Yeah, green 9 probably going to pull a single trick a little close to the front.
Blue shell's out.
Ooh, that's
now this is targeting at a point where the outrun's actually quite hard, so whoever that is in first, I'm not sure. Let's see if they can pull it off. Sometimes the blues lag.
Yeah.
It seems they actually are outrunning it, but it will catch up on this turn coming up right here. Gabry can actually take first here, and I think he will.
Oh, it looks like they're outrunning it though.
It seems first actually didn't get hit by the blue. Maybe they had a horn. I'm not sure.
I wonder if they're actually outrunning it. That'd be...
Fire coming in kills FRZ out of their second.
Makes it look like a top 2 maybe. I wonder if that's Actually, I don't know if it's first.
That is really unfortunate for Gabry there. Wow. Yeah, next Z top
Alpha.
3.
Okay, maybe he did. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if he outran it or if he horned it. Either
He
way,
probably
it's a very
horned
good
it.
race for
You
Maxi.
can't outrun on that turn like before the shortcut.
Oh, okay. So it does. Okay, good to know. But so if you go bottom path for the part after the glider, if you go bottom path, is that how you outrun it?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually find that to be pretty difficult. So, but yeah, good, very good start for Next Z here. They are currently up 26 after 2 races. So not looking very good for Freeze to start out, but they are picking N64 Rainbow, which of course is bottom spot runner, as we like to say. But first can sometimes keep the position that they're in. It should be interesting to see how this plays out, considering Next Z is top 3. We can see how much they can keep, but also how much FRZ can just pull into the front and just try to, shift the momentum, reset everything. Like when Next Z is already kind of backing out right away.
Good job from Gabry. And you kind of want to be in bottom spot on this track. It's just so many long straights that you take advantage of. Just come up from behind. You see Alex in first.
Gabry has to watch out for this trail here, because if he gets trailed, he's in a very good position. If he gets trailed here, he's just, losing that one spot that Freeze has in front. It'd be great if he could shroom past it. Perfect.
No protection though.
This is going to be a very interesting battle for first here, I think.
Oh, it looks like Alex mixed up. Now he's back into first. Gabry with a horn as well. Top 2 for Freeze. And there's a blue.
You can outrun the blue here, but he has a horn, so even if he fails it, he can still get it out. Yeah, it seems like Freeze will be at least getting first. I saw Squadling in, or I think it's Squadling in second. Is it Squadling? Is he even in lineup?
Squadling or Skilly?
One of them. It was Squadling. They got top 2. Nice.
Top 2, 6, 7, 9, 12. That's a winning race for Freeze. But not as big as you might hope. Might be like a +6, +8 sort of thing. But that's the start of something. We'll see if can they go for a Sydney sprint?
Ooh. Yeah, Okay, there's the Mario Kart Stadium pick that I mentioned Next Z liking to pick. Also, that was a -8 for Next Z. So Freeze may be shifting the momentum here, but I forgot that Sydney Sprint is a Freeze pick. And the interesting thing about that is that it is very hard to keep top 2 on Sydney Sprint, but if you can, once you pass the first long turn, you are set, kind of. But it is very easy for bottom spots to pass, bump out, and draft up on Sydney Sprint. But it seems like they won't have to worry about it.
I also find it harder to get the trick on the ramp in top 2. I find it very hard to do that, and much easier in bottom spots.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, but maybe it's because of the bumps. Maybe because you have less coins. I don't know what it is, but either way, we have Mario Kart Stadium, the next Z pick.
An online classic.
Yeah, in both modes, actually.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, Konni getting that amazing outline on Gabry. Ends up getting Triple Nanas into first now. Drops them, though, to avoid trailing his teammates. Now, okay, 2-3 it looks like for Freeze.
Seems like some weird positioning here overall, but Freeze is going to take first right away. This might actually not be a great choice to take first this early on a track like this, where shocks are common. You know, Blue Shell, you can't really outrun it that well once you get to this hairpin up here.
Oh,
Konni
what a
snipe. So Freeze right top 2. I'm not sure how to feel about that, to be honest with you, but we'll see how it plays out.
Oh, there's the shock. Someone dodged him like 5th. It was a Donkey Kong. I believe that's a free shock.
Seems like Next Z
There's the
had
blue, though.
So I'm not actually sure who shock that was. It seems kind of neutral. The blue is going to come out. It's going to hit, though, as long as they don't have a mushroom or a hornet first.
They did dodge with triple shrooms, I believe. But
oh, yes, they should be dodging it here. Yep, they are dodging it.
All right, and we're going to maybe see some motion action. Okay.
Nice.
Maybe 8th or 9th? 8th, okay.
Way to gain some spots there for Konni. I'm not sure how that race played out. Oh, okay. Wow.
1-4, bottom 4 for Freeze. That is not the race you wanted after Scar dodging up into first and having probably the easiest first he'll get in a long time. But, yeah, I mean, that had to have been a next Z shock if it ended up being a bottom 4 for Freeze, right?
Yes. It seems a lot of the chat actually thinks it was a freeze shock, but I honestly could not tell you whose it was because it seemed like the dodges were kind of neutral. You know, the positioning was just really weird, I think. But the freeze bottom 4 definitely kind of tells us that either it was a freeze shock and they just kind of misplayed it a little bit, or it was a next Z shock and they used it very well.
Yeah, because I think Scar, I think either used it into the double or not the double, but into the glider set. And then just ended up dodging anyways, and they just didn't spot that Scar was in his dodge,
right.
Or that he had one, or it was a free shock that chained him into there, that they just couldn't end up salvaging for the bottom spots. Either way, though, we do see DS. I'm guessing this was a next season pick. I wasn't quite paying attention.
I also was not paying attention, to be honest with you. But I don't actually see this track too often in 200TC, but I think both of these teams have history of picking this track, so it could have been better than that, to be honest with you. This track is
the lines are very, very different on this track compared to 150. You kind of just, instead of going right, that is faster on 150, you go straight down the middle and kind of avoid getting as much air as possible. And okay, we see Konni going through these screen snipes, right next to Ollie as well.
It may smart bounce somebody. Ooh. Oh, it hits. I think that was his teammate, right?
Yeah, I believe that Ollie got dealt because of that. 2 through 4 though. 4.
XZ has 2 shrooms and 2-3, however, so they could definitely just pass Scar right now.
Oh, that was really close, but and there was a horn as well. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I think Gyrodos now in 4th. We see a red. Okay, I think Alpha took over first.
Nice
nice bag.
Scar there. Now, I know it is... Ooh, the shot comes out. Alpha was in first, Scar was in second, so that is definitely going to be reversed by these bills in the extension. It seems like that was a next Z shot, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of next Z shots. Looks like we're using 4 in the 5. Not quite
think next Z actually did get a good race out of that shock, however. Yeah, top 2-4.
Okay, not too bad of spots for Freeze. Next he ended up getting bottom 2 off of that. So it's only a little bit of a loss for Freeze.
Not too bad, not too bad. Very well used shock there by Next Z, however, to kind of just reset everything.
Yeah, and it was looking not too good because 2, 3, 4 were really close to first. And if they got shrooms for the glider cut at the end, or if they got multiple reds that they could chain on first, because I believe it does it catch up to you on the glider at the end for the reds?
I don't think so. I think they. I don't play Dolphin Shoals enough to actually know because it's a little rare actually in 200cc, but I do think they might break on that rock on the left if you go close enough to it. Otherwise, I don't think they do catch you.
Yeah, and it probably cracks on the rocks on that long turn as well before the glider if you throw them. So it would have been at least a 2, 3, 4 though if there was no shock for Freeze. Do you see Moo Meadows?
Here we have Moo Meadows. Now, I wanted to bring something up before, but the track was not picked, so I couldn't bring it up. The thing about being in first on this track is that the shortcut, for anyone that has any experience pulling this track, you will know that on 200cc, you can randomly get air from the grass in the shortcut. You completely lose so much time when you go for it. And it's complete luck, pretty much, whether or not you get it. The first can just kind of run, and nobody can actually succeed in getting the shortcut. As we see, Alpha is able to keep first. Nobody took the cut, so it's just him and Ollie in top 2. Maybe all the way to the end.
Okay, top 2, 4, 5 for next Z. Levin does end up hitting a cow, unfortunately, so now it's going to be a... Okay, still third for Freeze, but again, you have to make up a lot of work. Ooh, fire catching up onto Konni, and he gets greened as well. I think both are by his teammates, but... Oh, no, another fire!
Oh my goodness. Now,
Okay,
who is that last? There's someone very far back there.
Okay,
I'm not as far in anymore.
I wonder if Freeze has gotten into second.
Oh my god! That is rare! A Moo Meadows shock.
That had to have been a free shot because the DK was the only one I think that could pull it there.
Yeah.
No. Oh!
Wow.
Is he getting first?
Nah.
Oh wait, there's two
That's
people.
driving a little bit. He could have gotten second there, to be honest with you, but I think next he still kept top 2, yeah. But Freeze did actually get some decent spots, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8.
Relatively even race. So, one of the best runners, they got out of the way, and it wasn't too bad for them at all. So, I think you could consider that a win for Freeze. Now, it's just up to them to get not only the track pick, but also try and break these this top 2 up here.
Still definitely within reach for Freeze right now, but it is still, Next Z still has a little bit of momentum. That was a neutral race, however. Next Z still has a little bit of momentum, but these track picks are gonna, I think whichever one is picked is gonna kind of dictate who gets the momentum here, because, you know, Paris Promenade, you know, a very hard runner, especially if you start in top 2, because second can just go wide and give you space. And also, Sweet Sweet Canyon is a very anti-first, even anti-top 2 track, because third can just kind of lag bump top 2 out and just have a mushroom and just take the cut.
Yeah, the shroom cut is very good on 200 as well. So we do end up seeing Sweet Sweet Canyon, which means now Freeze, this is their chance to switch things around. If they get a even half decent race here, they're in the running for game 1 still. So let's see how it goes.
I'm not sure how this could go. I think it is almost entirely up to Gabry here to bump out the next Z top 2. I'm not sure if he succeeded. Someone got trailed out.
I don't quite know who that was, but
let's see Gabry's POV. See how he's doing. Yeah, that was him. That was trailed out, so he is back. So that is very unfortunate for him, but it seems like next Z is going to have a decent start to the race as a result.
All right, and the thing is, it's never really over on this track. The shock really has a big effect on the race, especially at the end. So if we can see maybe someone pulls it at the cannon set on going into lap 3, that could really affect the race. I don't think anyone could pull it right now. Maybe that Luigi could have, but
one of the bottom 2 could have maybe pulled it at some point.
We do see, I think all the Freeze that are in 7, 8, 9 have stars, and I think is the Luigi next Z Or is that...
Luigi is next Z, I believe.
Okay. But Gabry, it does
Gabry's
use
gonna take the
stars.
cut here, get some spots. So, oh, this
that
horn.
Oh, that's his
it
teammate?
is him. It's 2-3. Okay, they have 2-3 here. Next Z with 1-4. Now, you're never out of the woods on this track. Until you've crossed the line, you are never out of the woods. Anything can happen at the end.
Okay, I thought Gabry would have chained it, the shroom, just because he's a little too far behind. Oh, but he pulls 2 shrooms. Maybe this is enough to take over first. We'll have to see.
It's gonna be Alpha
Oh,
getting hit. Gabry will take first.
Oh,
wow.
Someone
He's
had to
getting
hold
top
blue
2
for him
here as
too,
well.
so that's really not good because that means
Wow.
a guaranteed bottom spot, maybe even last. Yeah, top 2, 7, 8, 9,
That was
11.
actually not as crazy as I thought it was. I'm honestly curious what happened to Alpha there.
Okay, I think he might have got hit by a Nana right after, because I think he was spinning. I don't think he was flipping, because if he was flipping, it was probably from a piranha plant, which would have been that would have been a big choke. But I believe it was just a Nana that ended up being on the landing that he just couldn't see.
A +6 for FRZ there.
Yeah, so that's not a big race, but I think it's enough to start turning things around. If they get their Sydney sprint, maybe they can. I believe they have a lot of practice on this track. If this is the only track that they're picking so far for top 2, I imagine they are confident enough in it.
They are very confident in Sydney Sprint. I know that for a fact. It's just the issue is that it could come back to bite them because anything can happen at the start. And we see Peach Gardens getting picked, and this has become a staple 200cc pick. It's become very popular in 200cc, which honestly surprises me a little bit.
What kind of track would you say this is? Is it more mixed? Is it a bagger?
It's a mixed track. Because it's so long, there's almost always a shock here. The good thing about running, though, is that you can take this first grass cut as a Nisk. As long as you do it very well, you can take it very well, as Gabry does here. That was very nice, but everyone can pull shrooms. The blue out run on this track is absolutely super easy. So first isn't really affected by a blue on this track. Freeze with a very good start. Top 2 having shrooms as well is very big for them.
Yeah, and they have top 4 as well. And I think they gotta have someone back there for shock, right? If they're having this many people running,
absolutely,
it's complete. It's just you're asking for it if you have no one in the back. But I wonder if one of top 4 is gonna end up bagging just because he might.
There's gonna be some issue with spacing here.
Okay, yeah.
Wow, that was very risky, but you need to have this shroom in first. Absolutely at this stage of the race.
Okay, I think Konni held that star through the set because he probably would be in one otherwise.
Yeah,
so.
next Z might have the shock here.
I wonder if it's going to be coming from that Luigi. He's holding it through another set.
Yep,
there it is.
There we go. Next Z with the shock. Now, there was a ground star. Konni just picked up a ground star, so he's going to be going on with this a little bit longer.
That was another one.
Oh, wow. They are in prime position to reverse this race. That was a beautiful shot from next Z.
All right, let's see. I think that's still top 3, though, for Freeze. I don't know who else is up there.
I think they lose it here, to be honest with you. At least third they'll lose.
Okay, Freeze the boomerang? Oh, the nice bag!
Oh, my goodness!
That's really good. Right out of the star as well. That's
wow, good job to Freeze for keeping the damage to a minimum. Nice top 2-4 from them. That was very well played for them.
Winning race out of that, because I think that was like 3 or 4 dodges from next Z. So that was really good on them to keep those top spots. That back at the end definitely gave them at least, I would say probably 10 points there. So that
gave them a very good amount of points. Konni quite literally lost at least 8 or 9 points from that one back. So yeah, now the score is within 20. So it is pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, if that back's any earlier, or if that back is any tighter, that's just like a 2-3, and that's a very neutral race for next Z, and it's much harder to be in the next Z would basically be in the driver's seat at that point. But now it's a toss-up because if they get their track pick, they are probably going to win that as well. So we'll have to see what happens here.
Yeah, the issue there was that Konni had to go wide in order to not start Alpha. So it was either Alpha dies from the star or Konni dies from the green.
Yeah,
so it was just kind of a lose-lose. So
yeah, you just have to hope that the back doesn't connect there. And we do get Cheeseland. And even though it's a bagging track, anything can happen here. It's not like, oh, the bottom spots always win here, because it's quite literally whoever pulls shock here is the winner. So
Now, I can guarantee you, Alpha will be running this track. Watch third place just drive.
okay, well, I did not let us do that.
Oh my god, a lot of runners.
Okay. Okay, it looks like it's only going to end up being about 3. Yeah, in the end. So one of them is freeze because we see a DK up there, but we don't know who the other 2 are.
I know one of them is Alpha. I can 100% assure you that one of them is Alpha, considering he, I think, is the best player to drive this track ever. He has the world record, and he just understands the track so much in terms of driving. So he can just kind of win, just from sheer lines.
I mean, look at that breakaway already from third. That's just okay. Konni decided not to go back to this set. He's gonna get one here anyway, so I guess this is a bit of the 150 mindset coming in for me. But okay, let's pull a star.
The blue is going to
the
hit
shock.
Alpha, however. The shock is out. Gabry holding the shock. I wonder what they're going to do with this, to be honest
And
with you.
Freeze are the only people that can see it because they're in. Oh wait, no, is that Next Z in last?
Next Z is in last, so they can see it. Next Z will know the shock exists. The shock comes out. Konni dodges in the front with a golden and a plant.
I don't know about that shock.
I think Konni wins this race. I don't know who else actually dodged that. That was very.
Oh, they got a second one.
Shock. Wow, I actually didn't expect that.
Okay, but I think that's a top 3 for now.
I'm not sure anything's going to happen in the top 2.
Scar at first, I think. Right?
Maybe a 1-3.
1-3?
I know Next Z got 2-4 or 5.
Because I think Ollie is the other DK, but he got 4. So 1, 3, 7, 8, 10, 11 for free. So that's about a neutral race. So even though I don't know if that was both their shocks or it had to have been. I don't know. I can't tell because they had to have known that Scar was first there and that if they had a bunch of dodges, they couldn't just let Konni get into second because
absolutely
way too much time. So I wonder if it was just 2 shocks from freeze or maybe it was a Next Z dodge with 1. Who knows? Either way, it's a pretty even race once again. I think it was exactly even, right?
It was exactly even. They are still within exactly 20. So it is still very close, and we have 3 races to go.
Alright, we see another typical track. PPS for Next Z. It's gonna pick Toad Circuit though, so this is more of a
told you!
bag. Yeah, we are seeing it. And this might be like the big track that decides the match. Well, not the match, but
I agree with that.
But game 1. So this is I feel like this gives a lot of polarizing races because the shock on this track is very like it's probably one of the more devastating shocks in the entire game.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I prefer running this track because I think I can drive well enough, and the good thing about starting in like 6th is that you can pull a mushroom, just shroom up at this first long turn, and you just kind of take first right away and you can just drive. But, bagging works pretty much just as well.
We do see Gabry and Konni both in the back. They're going to probably both be running up these stars, I imagine. And we're going to see maybe 1 bagger from each team. All the greens, though. Okay, Gabby's probably got... Okay, no, he's not chaining. He's just going to take this next set instead.
These 2 kind of fighting for the shock. Who is that in last? I'm actually curious.
Whoever
it is very... I don't think there's a shock in play. I think they're going for it right now.
Okay, that last guy has a golden, I'm pretty sure. So, might be out now, but okay, Konni takes build extension here. Oh, and he dodges!
He'll probably be getting first. Oh, and Next Z, I think that's a Next Z top 3?
Yeah, there's a lot of DKs in the bottoms, so...
Oh, a Next Z top 2.
Ooh,
I still think that's a winning race for them, however.
Okay, bottom 2 though, for freeze, so that's a little bit of a losing race. And yeah, at this point, you really need a good race if you're freeze, because you're down around 30 at this point, maybe a little bit less, but you really need your track, and you really need to get this, you need to make some magic happen, basically. Ninja Hideaway, okay, 2 DLC tracks, so the audience gets DLC no matter what. Both from Wave 1, though, so...
Now, Ninja Hideaway, I think, is a very good pick, but also Paris. So this is another situation where like the track pick can kind of just dictate everything here, because Ninja Hideaway 3-4 can bump out top 2 and also pull shrooms and just shroom up. But Paris Promenade, as we see Paris is being picked, Konni has to just keep first, and second has to give him space so he can just drive and keep that first place. Because, like I said before, this track, as long as you don't mess up, is an absolute hard runner in 200cc.
Yeah, and the Reds just always, since the turns are kind of constructed in a way, they're kind of like snake turns in a way, where you can go tight, and the second part of the turn, usually the Reds crack on there, so it's almost impossible to get redded as well. So Konni, it looks like his teammate hasn't bumped him out, pulled the defense as well. Gabry is in second though, so
it comes down to this snipe. There we go. Yeah, that is a very common spot to try to snipe out first, but Konni didn't get hit, so I think he just kind of runs here without a blue or a shot.
Yeah, it's very hard to snipe from here on out because I don't think anything reaches besides maybe a bomb, and then like a very lucky green. So it's just smooth sailing from here. Okay, maybe he tries again here. Okay, no, not quite.
Seems he'll be all right, I think. Our 2 POVs are in top 2 right now.
Hold that nano.
He's just trying to trap him out
connect. But yeah, he doesn't have to worry about protection because the Reds are just not going to connect to him here. So, ooh, that nano though. All right.
I'd like to see Gabry's POV because I know he is in second right now. He's trailing a green, just trying to outrun this red shell that's going for whoever. Yeah,
maybe we can go for a snipe here on the long straight. Let's see.
Or maybe a lag trail.
No, not
this part of the track is very weird. He could get a snipe here.
He throws it up with the blooper. Oh no, he messes up!
Oh no!
I think he got him though. Wait, no,
he
no,
didn't.
It was lag.
It was lag, yeah. So Konni will be taking first. I believe next Z will be getting top 2 at least.
Well, that's not how you want to go out right there.
Not how you want to go out. That is.
I think that's match or game 1 in the books for next Z. So they only need to win one more match out of the next 2 to make it into Grand Finals versus Rated R. So I wonder if it's technically not over yet. Is it?
Nah, they are up 50. It is.
Okay.
It is decided. So next Z takes game 1. We will go on to game 2 after this, which the room will be opening at 0-0. So look out for that after race 12. The issue there, I think, was that Gabry focused a little too much on killing Konni out and didn't really focus on what he was doing on his own with the driving.
Yeah, with the blooper in his face, maybe a little tough to see where he was supposed to be landing there. It happens to the best of us, and unfortunately, that's going to cost him this game. But I don't know if it would have mattered in the end, because I think next Z would have had 2-3 at the very least if Gabry does hit the snipe and keep first with the blooper in his face. So it would have been like they would have had to get a very big race on the final race in order to squeak it out. But either way, we're seeing a free track here, just getting your own score up.
Just for glory, you know.
Exactly.
Music Park is a very good top 3 track because first can skip the item set because they don't have to worry about a red shell. Second can take the item set, and third can as well, and then they can just kind of spam trail, and that's usually the strat, is just spam trail and see if it hits one of the other team. Konni will be keeping first for a little bit here. This track is a very good runner if you keep first after the first little bit of the track.
But Scar is in second, so he's going to have not the easiest of times here. So if Scar can maybe go for a banana sniper for one of these rails, or maybe he pulls some reds, who knows.
It seems next Z took over second, however, so it's just kind of down to the Luigi to protect.
And, okay, doesn't get squished by Nuke Note. That's good. Alright, and can you outrun blues on this track as well? Is it?
You cannot.
On any part?
If it locks onto you with the glider, you can outrun to the end.
Gotcha. So, even if there is a blue at this point, it's not going to be connecting to Konni.
I honestly think Konni is just set. I think they get top 2.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, that's game. Next Z wins match 1.
Yeah, we have the last-minute shock, and yeah, either way, as you said, we're getting a next Z win, and it's gonna look like a blowout here, but it was definitely not that way.
It was definitely a lot closer.
Yeah,
overall.
exactly. So, yeah, top 3, 6, 7.
Just for points, you know?
Just for points, exactly. And Alpha with the 114, getting that glory, as you said. So now we're gonna move on to game 2, starting in 13 minutes. We'll see you guys back after a quick break.
See you guys then.
And we are back with game 2 of the semifinals matchup between NextZ and Freeze. And yeah, that was an interesting game 1. Very close until the very end. The score did not tell the full story there. And once again, I'm joined by Technical. We're rocking it once again.
Hello.
And I can't wait for this second match. It's going to be interesting. I think Freeze got a little bit unlucky with the shocks. I think it was a big shock count for NextZ, and I think Freeze, in order to counter that, they probably just need more people in the back in general. But
I agree with that.
Either way, I think this could go either way in match 2. I think either way, it's going to be a good match.
I'm interested to see what both teams do to adjust to everything that happened. I want to take a look at the new lineups for match 2. Not much has changed. NextZ is pretty much exactly the same. Konni still providing your POV. However, Freeze has made one change. You still have, let's see here. Okay, yeah, you still have Gabry providing your POV. We have Pottery, Scar, Skilly. But we have a sub. We have Beta subbing in for Sarada for match 2, and the host has swapped over to FRZ. Squadling will be your host for match 2.
And it's sure to be interesting because with Freeze starting in the tops, we're gonna, if they get a runner, maybe that's the momentum that they need just to start out match 2. So I wonder what they're gonna go with. My guess, if I had to take a stab at it, my guess is Sydney Sprint, since they were picking it all of last match.
That would be very smart for them because, again, they're confident with it in the front. So, why not?
Exactly. And yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of the similar tracks to last match. We're going to see probably TM pop up again. We're probably going to see Moon Meadows pop up again. And a lot of, maybe even Toad Circuit again. Who knows? But either way, I wonder, what do you think? How differently do you see this match playing out? Do you see it a win for Freeze, or is NextZ going to take it home?
I personally believe that NextZ will take it home on match 2, but I do see a world where it is very close and Freeze might edge out a win for match 2. I think both worlds exist. Yeah,
I think so too, but I think it's much more likely that NextZ gets a big blowout, concerning the types of races that happened in the later stages of game 1. So let's see if the room is any close to starting yet. We got, looks like 10 people in the room. So okay, now we're just waiting on 1. So we're gonna get started very soon, guys, so don't go anywhere. And yeah, I don't think this change is gonna do very much. I think these teams are very evenly matched. Maybe NextZ with the slight edge, but again, it's very much a back and forth in terms of whether or not what team gets the shock. And I think Freeze has been more than capable of staying in the front, so it's just going to be down to the coordination on both ends as to whether or not we'll see who wins.
And before match 1, I had stated that, like, again, 200cc, very driving heavy. NextZ, I can tell you for certain, has a lot of, just overall 200cc experience, and they have very many very strong runners on the team. Konni, Alpha, Nino, Ollie, all of them are very, very good at holding up their spots in the front. However, FRZ has seen their come up of a couple players who can do the same. Scar, Gabry, all of them can, kind of do similar things, but it comes down to experience, because 200cc isn't exactly the easiest mode to edge your opponents out on if you don't have as much experience, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's important to mention we briefly went over that 200cc is a very driving-based mode, and I just found out between matches that Alpha now holds the world record for the 48-track speed run, which just includes everything except for the DLC. So that came out in match 1 when he scored 114 for his team. So if he can put up a performance like that again, I have no doubts that next year are gonna win again.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what FRZ does, especially just considering that it seemed like they were getting a little bit demoralized at the end there, considering, if we look back at the history, is a pretty back and forth war actually. NXZ held the lead the entire time, but Freeze was getting some wins in there, but at the end it was followed up by a total of plus 50 over 3 races for NXZ. So, Freeze has to make some adjustments to how they play this one if they want to, edge out a win on match 2.
And it's a little demoralizing when you get so close and you're using all that energy, and it just ends up falling apart at the end. Whereas opposed to maybe you get like some really bad races at the beginning, and then you start coming back at the end, and you don't really lose any races at the end. That's much better of a result in terms of what losses can go when you get so close, but it's just out of your reach. It feels a lot worse than it would in almost any other way. So Freeze are gonna have to really make a mental reset if they want to have a chance here. And I think, is that everyone in the room?
That is 12. We'll see the room starting in just a second. Now, we have a feeling that Freeze will be going with Sydney Sprint here. What do we think next Z is going to go with based on last war?
I was going to say TM, but I don't think they picked it the last time. So I'm going to say... Oh, they went DS. Okay.
Interesting. Ooh, I like this. Okay. Some different track picks from the last one. I mean, we did see DS, but we did not see Plowtalk picked by Freeze at all.
Yeah, I'm guessing they think that they want top 2 on Sydney Sprint, because that's what they were picking it for last time. And if you don't know how these voting screens go, you're always going to be in the first slot, whoever you are. It doesn't matter if you're the host or not. And then the host is in the second slot. So if that's you, then you'll be in the first slot, obviously. And then from there it goes to the position. So that means Squadling's the host in that second slot, Nino's in second, and that means Freeze are 1, 3, 4, 5.
Sometimes it can be a little finicky, however, and it can kind of bug out a little bit if a lot of people join at the exact same time. So it's a little weird sometimes, but that's generally how it goes. You see Dolphin Shoals as race 1. I'm not sure how either team is going to play this, but I do believe that there is next Z in 2-3, so maybe they can get draft up on first.
Oh, that's spam right from Nino. Ends up connecting with Konni.
Gabry seems like he'll be taking the lead to start the race. I'm not sure who this is now. Oh, it's his teammates, so they'll be starting top 2 for the race. Not unless Nino has something to say about it.
Okay, end up I think Nino fell off.
Nino definitely fell off the track there. So Freeze will be back in top 2. It seems like we have an Inkling Girl and a Mario in the race, as opposed to last war, where it was literally just all Waluigi's, DKs, and then Luigi.
I think Zoox is the Inkling, if I'm not mistaken. The Blooper...
We'll have to figure out who those are later. The Blooper won't do much on this track, really. But it seems like Gabry just gets a safe run for now. The blue is out. This is actually a very good spot for it to lock on. He can outrun for a really good amount of time. Not unless the Shock has something to say about it.
Oh, that's very bad, because he got very slowed down on the glider, and then he got blued. So now we see next Z in first. I believe that could be Ollie in second? The DK?
Is that... Did Squadling have another Shock? Or am I seeing it wrong? Yes, he did!
Because Gabry dodged! Oh... My goodness.
Wow, that is very well done. Now the DK in front just wins. Honestly.
Yes, whoever that is just getting first no matter what. So Gabry is definitely getting second. Okay. I would have thought he would have backed those because wait. Oh. Did you have a ghost?
First entered a ghost.
Okay, that makes more sense. I thought he was Like dead on the line. Oh, it was
Nice.
Scar.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Scar. So top 2, 5, 8, 10, 11. That's a little bit closer. But I think that is an FRZ win by a little bit. I think it was a
Yeah.
next Z shock into a freeze shock.
Yeah, and I think
Something
Scar
dodged with it.
had he dodged the first one and then he had another dodge after, and then he pulled a ghost somehow, or maybe it was at the end of his build. I'm not quite sure.
It was crazy. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. I don't know how Scar dodged both, but he did, and he's Squad Link confirming for us that they had 3 shocks.
Yeah, and we were also told that it was both freeze shocks, which makes a little bit more sense. But that was honestly kind of crazy. Like the way that shock was used for FRZ, that second one, the first shock kind of switched it. The second shock, the first shock switched it. Second shock kind of just solidified what they had. So very good work for them, and they'll jump out to an early lead. Not a big one, but a lead nonetheless.
And I think that was a next Z track pick. So if they get some shrooms here, and then they can take cut. They get the double trick on the left, like you said in game 1, and no one got shrooms for next Z in the top 4. So
honestly, also unfortunate for Gabry not getting the draft there. I'm really surprised he didn't. So he kind of just gets stuck in the pack to start the race.
May be able to get a confirmed hit though on someone here, because this section is impossible to outrun anything. So maybe he gets a hit.
This section's also impossible just in general. It's very tight and it's hard to drive.
Oh, that nano was
very
close. He's gonna be able to shroom up here, maybe into first. Oh, not quite.
Not quite. Oddly placed banana there, but I mean, I don't think I would have avoided that either, to be honest. He's got to catch up here. It seems like a mix of both teams in the back.
Triple shrooms. Not quite what he wanted, but it's still fine for the most part. He's probably going to be able to pull a star here. Let's see. And he doesn't, okay, but he's going to be able to take these cuts. Back into 6th. He has shrooms to take the cut. Might chain here for some extra shrooms or a star.
Next D holding the star through the set. You will have to wonder if they have a shot. Maybe not, actually.
Just a take cut, it looks like, but... Okay, no offensive items for Gabry here, so he's just going to make do with these shrooms to catch up. And we see a lot of next Z in the top. This could be a very good race for them if they hold on to this.
An instant momentum shift would be exactly what they want. They don't want FRZ getting that momentum early.
Oh no, okay. I think Scar was their only top spot, and that might be like a top 4. Okay, no.
1, 3, 4, 6. Still a good race for them, though.
Yeah, that's going to completely reverse whatever Freeze had in the beginning, so track pick definitely working out for them. I think next Z might be even in the lead.
I believe they are. That was I think better than the race that Freeze got last time. So I think they jump out to an early lead just like Freeze did. So right away we're seeing the back and forth nature of these two teams, and you know, if it keeps going like this, it's going to be a very interesting match too. They are within 2 to start, so it seems pretty neutral.
Okay, we see now, Ninja for Freeze.
Piranha Plant Slide. I actually want to talk about that for just 1 second. Not the most common runner in 200cc, but some people will pick it. It is a very skill-based track to drive. It's very hard, and if you know what you're doing, it is very easy to just jump out to a large lead if nobody shrooms up at the end.
I find it hard for the beginning, just because, like, there's a lot of bumps. I don't know if Zuex is gonna keep first here, but if he does, that would be good on him, because this part is very weird in general. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Konni knows what he's doing. Ooh, a little bit of a mess up there. Just as I say that, I eat my words a little bit.
Okay, that's a trail and Scar, I believe. Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, that's the other problem with this track. It is too chaotic. Gabry is jumping out to a lead in this race. Hopefully he can keep this, though, because Freeze needs that front presence against a team full of just hard runners. I think he'll be keeping this first, even if somebody takes the cut here. Yeah, he's got a bit of a lead. Seems next Z is 2-3, however, so they're going to try to kill him out. They need to kill him out here, or else he just kind of goes all the way here.
Okay, interesting. Gabry not backing on the turns. He just kind of backs on the straightaway. I don't know if that's going to hit anyone. He has a green, though. Maybe this can do some work on this long turn here. Okay, going for it at the... Oh, he's not even... Maybe his teammate got into second.
I think he needs a horn here, to be honest. Just block the red, drop the Nana, and just chain for a horn. That's how I think he should play this out. And it seems he'll just play it safe, which I think is fair. But NextZ is still right on him. Like, Zuax is right there still.
Oh, that's a big driving mistake from Gabry! That's gonna cost him. Okay, wait.
They're still top two, however.
I think Zuax also fell off.
Zuax did the same thing.
Oh no, the blue takes care of both! Oh no, that's
Gabry can outrun the blue here.
Oh, just hit on this screen.
It was a lag blue, unfortunately. It's just they didn't coordinate that, and Gabry didn't expect that. So NextZ, I think, got 2-3. Yeah, 2-3, but a top 1-4-5-6 for freeze is still fine, to be honest.
That's a good race considering all that happened. I was okay. I think what happened was both Gabry and Zuax failed that exact same turn, and both fell off. At the exact
absolutely.
Point. So they wanted to throw blue to get out Zuax if he ended up failing in first, even just one bit. So, but Squadling was able to outrun the blue at the end, which got him the first place and a winning race for Freeze as well.
Now, there are some spots on some tracks where, like, even if you're outrunning on your screen, the blue, it will catch on everyone else's screen, and that's one spot in this game on PPS. The blue will always catch there on your screen, where on their screen they are still outrunning it. So that is something to pay attention to sometimes when you're playing some tracks. You just have to pay attention to, you know, what spots in each track will the blue automatically catch on your screen, and they'll still be going.
Yeah, you gotta just trust your eyes and make sure you're playing it safe. I think going wide there for the boost panel would have been infinitely safer option, but
absolutely.
I don't think Gabry was expecting the blue to walk on there. So let's see if Pottery can first. And
can Sydney sprint work for them with their lead right now?
Oh, here comes the drafts. Izusi Scar in second, DK top 2, so Ollie is in first for now. But let's see how long that lasts.
Interesting start to this race. It's very close. I think anything can happen here to start.
Yeah, it looks like Ollie's gone a little bit of a breakaway from Scar, but nothing to write home about just yet. He has to deal with the snipes here on this long turn here. Looks like it's not going to happen. Konni ends up getting
hard lag drill. Wow.
And he has triple shrooms that catch up, and there's a lot of cuts here to do so. Might even pull a star. We'll see. Golden instead.
I don't know, but that's not very good for this spot, to be honest.
Waiting for the 9th place box to secure maybe a star.
Blue is out.
At least a prior item. Okay, he did get a star.
Gabry in a ghost, and it's very good, but this blue is going to do some damage. Nice
dodge
there, maybe a freeze shock.
It was a little early. I don't know if that was a freeze shock. He does have quad shrooms in first, so he's definitely taking home the win here.
That is if there's not another shot, because there very well could be.
That is true. That is true. But even then, he does have a pretty big break, so even if we see a lot of people dodge, he's going to get a top spot. And Connie's in fourth with the shroom. Top 3 for freeze, but one of them gets hit out the end. Getting redded, maybe?
Top 2 for freeze at least, I think.
Oh, Konni getting
that is a good race. That is a good race for freeze, I think.
Yeah, that's at least a top 2, if not more. Okay, not much more. Top 2, 6, 7, 9, 10.
Still a winning race for them, though.
Yeah,
so they'll jump out to a bit of a better lead, but, you know, still pretty close.
Yeah, that was a pretty... I feel like it could have been a lot more. There were top 3 there, and I think NextZ ended up lobbing their triple greens that they got from that set, and it got one of their teammates, and what could have been a top 3-6 or a top 3-7, just a top 2-6-7 is not as much as you wanted, because that's a lot of points lost, but still a good race. And they're picking Cloud Top Cruise, and NextZ returning to one of their favorites in MKS.
Yeah, I think this is the race where things are kind of like, you know, you either need to keep the momentum or it shifts, and that's just how it plays. You know, this is the pivotal race, I think. And they get Mario Kart Stadium, which, you know, for NextZ, they're good at this track, you know, as kind of luck based as it is sometimes, you know, they love this track. They win it very often, and they'll be looking to do that here to, you know, not let Freeze get too much momentum. You know.
Yeah, and from the looks of it, it's not a very good first track because we saw Konni in the last match pulled triple nanas and then instantly he did a little bit of improvisation to catch up to first, which would not be faster in the long run, but it caught him up in the short run and it got the trail off. But that does not happen in this race.
Next Z is contending here for first. That is Alpha. Now we'll see who shrooms up here.
Not the best
to
sniper
take the
attempt,
lead.
but there's a lot of people who took cut. I think that's Scar in first. So either a top 2-5 or 1-5.
I think that is a 1-5 for Freeze right now. Next Z kind of just in between.
Ooh, Scar
Looking to get a
does not get
trail
the
here.
trail off. Oh, and the blooper that's gonna help out. That might actually. Okay.
There's a shock. I see
believe that's a full
dodge.
shock.
Zuax dodge. Let's see. That was
Couple
a
of freeze
skilling dodge.
Top two. Oh no.
Oh, this will be a very interesting ending. Top 6 is very close.
Yeah.
All comes down to who gets mushrooms can take the motion glider.
Oh,
Next Z currently has top 3. Top 5.
Oh, Double Shrimp is very lucky considering he spammed the first
That's
one.
a
Is that
top 4 for next Z, I think.
Wow. I don't
Top
know what happened
5.
to Skilly there. He got hit out when he was in first or second. I think maybe Zuax got the trail off on him. And that sent him all the way down. And now, suddenly, as you said, that was the pivotal race. Suddenly, next Z are, I think, even winning.
It is perfectly tied now. It is 205 to 205. They are perfectly tied into race. What is it? Race 6. They're going into. So very good for next Z, being able to keep their top spots after the shock.
Yeah, and I don't know who shock that was because it was. I think there was equal dodges. I believe Gabry dodged. I believe Skilly dodged, but next he ended up taking the top spots at the end with some clutch trails, and we're gonna see. Oh, screen went black last second.
Oops.
Don't know what's going on with that.
They'll be playing Ninja Hideaway this race.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
if I remember correctly, it was fourth had a freeze member, correct?
Yes, that was Scar in fourth.
Yeah, so it's kind of Scar. I will tell you, is very good at this track. He can kind of do a lot of damage.
Ooh,
Nice recovery there from Konni, but it's not really going to matter. He's just going to be playing this from the back. But it is up to Scar to break through their top 5.
It looks like he did
He
first.
might have done that, yeah. So very good work from him. Because that is very important on a track like this to break into the front early. So you can just, you know, shroom up and you do not have to worry about the chaos that is Ninja Hideaway.
And do you end up taking top path on laps 2 and 3? Is that what happens?
Yes.
On the not the end part, but this beginning. Do you take the top
Yeah,
path?
if you don't have mushrooms, you take the top path.
Oh, but Scar's going down. That's interesting.
Yeah, you can take the bottom path and do the Piranha Nisk, but it is very risky.
Oh,
So we're
Ollie!
gonna fight
Ollie
for
gets
a
the trail off.
Nice
Okay.
trail from Ollie. Now it's up to
It is-
Gabry to kill him out afterwards.
Need to see Gabry going for the fire here. Okay, did Ollie fall to the bottom?
I think
What
so.
happened there?
So it's gonna be first for Gabry. He's a very good.
Okay, that's a
I will
shock.
eat my words again.
Let's see. Can he make
He
it?
had
to
a
the
very
top
good
here?
pull for first. I think he will keep first here, to be honest.
Oh
I think-
no!
I think he'll be fine. Personally, I think he'll keep first. Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
It just
yeah.
depends on who that is in second. I know that's next
Oh.
Z in 3.
Oh, is that red going for him?
I think it's gonna catch
Able to
him.
outrun it?
Oh, maybe
Gotta
it
spam
won't.
this defense here. Oh, he does in
Nice
time.
work.
Got the shortcut as well. Very nice from Gabry.
Oh,
Very
that was-
nice.
that was a little scary. I'm not gonna lie.
I had faith. The 200cc expert didn't. What the heck was what's up with that?
having faith was the right play. Kind of a
Not a
close
good
race.
race. Yeah, that was 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, I believe.
2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 10 for next Z.
Yeah,
So I think that is a little bit of a win for next Z, just by a little bit. But
that first is clutch though. That's if he didn't get his defense out in time there or didn't make the shortcut, that was a top 3 for next Z quite easily. So
Yeah, next Z will be up 8 after that. So halfway through, they're up 8. It is close once again at this point. Like last time, I think it was, what were we at after 6 last? We were next Z was up 38, but they did bring it back. Freeze did bring it back after a few races. So once again, we have a close war on our hands.
We see Toad Circuit once again. I'd love to see that track just because on 150 it's not too great, but I love it on 200. And Wario Stadium ends up being the track. I don't really like this in 200 personally, just because it's a little too everywhere for me. You know, it's just
it's a crazy laggy track. And what's funny about this track is it's one of the few tracks in the game where its function is different between the two modes, like completely different. On 150, you know, it's always seen as like a hard runner first, because kind of wins. On 200cc, lag boating makes it so, okay, well, it doesn't happen here, but pretty often, if second takes the optimal line, first will almost always get bumped out if second takes a good line. But that doesn't happen here, and maybe Gabry will just have a good run here, but Konni is right on him.
Oh, that red ended up skipping, and that's very clutch for Gabry. He's probably going to be able to get the double here. Okay, misses it, but pulls the defense anyway, so it's going to work out. Oh, he barely avoids the green. Konni's going to catch up a little bit because he didn't take the optimal line, but...
This is a very interesting top 2 dynamic here.
Okay. Gabry might be able to back here. No, doesn't go for it.
He might just be playing it safe. Oh, there's the back.
Okay.
Yeah, so next Z is 2-3 right now. I'm not sure who's in 4th, but...
I think Freeze are going for shock, so there's probably a lot of next Z in the top spots, despite not having first.
Gabry's, Konni has a shroom in second. That is very good for him. Gabry's just going to try to kill him out. Yeah, I want to see this from Konni's perspective.
Oh, he gets
Konni
a bomb.
with
That's not really what you want. I think he'd rather have a green here, or banana, but he's going to have to make work with this somehow. Maybe he's going to be able to take cut and trail him at the end. Nope, there's a free shot.
Comes out.
I believe
that's top 2 might be able to keep it, but I do believe that might actually be a free shock. But top 2 will keep top 2. It's just down to what everyone behind
he spams the shroom!
No, that works. That's perfect.
Oh, wow, what?
Gabry was still small, so Konni just got full speed right away from the shroom.
Oh, I thought he was trying to spam a red or something, but...
He probably was, but it still worked out.
Okay. Oh,
very
that's
good race from next Z. Wow.
Okay. I still think that was a free shock. It was just, like, didn't work out in the best way for them.
Right.
Skilly might have been the only person to have a dodge there, so... and not being able to keep the first there is very unlucky, because I believe he was growing as he got off that ramp.
Yeah, it was right after the boost ramp, so he kind of, like, the speed that you get when you go into the water just kind of was just completely dead, because he grew at, like, not a great time, and Konni grew at the perfect time, like, right before the boost panel. So he just got it to full speed and just passed right away.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were going for as well, is they wanted to get it off before it was too late, and that, maybe they just didn't have the dodges there to... Because I was assuming that next Z were like 2, 3, 4, 5 there. So if Gabry might have said I'm safe in first and just trust himself, but ended up not working out because I don't know if he catches up there if he doesn't pull a shroom. It might have been the seal of the... I was gonna say the seal of the deal, but that doesn't make any sense. Anyway.
However it goes, you know?
Whatever the phrase is.
Moo Meadow's very good track here for next Z, considering the spots they're in. Wow. Okay. I mean, that was going to be very good for Konni until the red came out, but it completely reverses things.
Yeah, you even got a trail to take out second, but I think they just threw the red at the exact same time that he trailed it. Yeah.
That was really weird, and honestly, might have been better for FRZ considering, you know, Konni has a very good history of, you know, just, you know, starting in first on a hard runner and just running the whole way, but I think Freeze probably has, like, you know, at least 1-3 here.
It's going to be, whether or not that's Scar or Ollie, that's going to be the big difference maker here, because we see a lot of Freeze in the back, and they could pull shock, but they're going to have dodges to take the cuts up here, so it's going to be interesting, because second is pretty far away, but they're not going to pull very good items. So whoever's in first is gonna...
I think first just wins, to be honest.
Oh, it's not Scar, it's not Scar, it's Ollie, so that's a top 2 for next week.
Nice work there. After
Oh,
Konni
that's a
getting
lot
kicked.
of
Oh my, wait, that's a top 4 for next
four.
seed.
That is huge for next seed. That's exactly what they needed.
Wow. I mean, it's kind of early. It's race 8, but I think that may or may not be the nail in the coffin, to be honest with you, because that was a very commanding race from next seed. A track that they are all too familiar with.
Yeah, I mean, again, if that was Scar in first, they would still be in this. But with that top 4, it's almost lights out at this point. They have to get a very big race in these next 2 in order for them to even have a chance. So, what we're seeing Trainbow, which is a very good track for bottom spots. So, if they do get that, they still have a chance, but they really do need a good race here.
Indeed. And Paris Promenade, if it lands on that, I don't remember who got first last race, but whoever it is, I think can
Ollie.
just. Okay, yeah, it was Ollie. I remember now. I don't know how I forgot about that so quick. But, yeah, Ollie can just run the whole way here, and assuming no bumps, this track is a very good top spots track.
Even if he does get bumped out, there's 3 other members that could take his place. So, I think
Although I think
it's gonna work out.
Zuex might have a little bit of a struggle here, being on a lighter weight. Might get
Yeah.
bumped around a little bit on the first turns.
Okay, Konni goes right here, maybe to give his team
Give a little bit of space, yeah. That's smart.
Oh, but gets Shroud out immediately. And I think, okay, Scar and Ollie are both up here. Whoever is in second is really going to make a big
I think
difference
it's
here.
Alpha in second. Or no.
Okay.
Yeah,
It is Alpha, okay. Okay, Scar gets the trail out, and okay, he's not going to get passed by oh, that's Gabry. This is not Konni POV. And there's
So,
Ollie.
It's just 2 of both teams in top 4 right now, I believe.
Okay, if Scar's able to dodge this red, this could be huge.
The Reds always break there.
He does.
Yeah, the Reds always break there. That's a good. That's
1-3
a good thing to know.
for freeze.
But also
Gabry gets
2-4 for next seed.
Okay, the blooper. There's a shroom for Gabry. Maybe he can use this to catch up to Ollie here and get secure top 2. Okay, ends up using it to trail out Alpha. That's really big. Oh, the bomb! No!
Wow, a lot of back and forth in these races. Great work there from Nino to mitigate the damage.
Konni with a star and 5, so even if there is a shock, he's going to be dodging it. There's the blue. Looks like Scar's probably going to outrun this. So, oh, he pulls a ghost. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Scar did outrun it in the end, but that is a 2-3 for next seed, 1-4 for freeze. It's gonna see. Oh, that's a big race for freeze.
That is a good race for freeze. Although next seed's 1-3 might. Yeah, Ollie got first. Wow. The 1-3 for next Z is gonna mitigate the 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it was for freeze.
Was there a blooper at the end we just didn't see, and that's what allowed?
No, I just think it was Ollie in first the whole time, and we just didn't realize.
I thought it was. I thought for sure it was Scar. Anyways, that's still really good for freeze, considering that it was. They didn't end up getting first there. So
next Z only lost that race by 4. The 1-3 kind of saved them a lot, but they do have decent spots for the tracks that are currently being picked, no matter what.
Yeah, if Scar gets first there, that's a +10 instead of a +4 for them. So that could be the difference in this match. But I think either of these tracks are pretty good for freeze. Actually, I think Tokyo Blur, since they have the majority of top 8 by a lot, they're gonna be quite up there, but it does end up being Sweet Sweet Canyon.
I think Sweet Sweet is a little bit better for them because Tokyo Blur from first is a little bit harder to get bumped out of first or drafted on. Sweet Sweet, you can kind of just lag bump pretty much. So it's going to be up to Scar to hit Ollie, and it's also going to be up to Konni to hit Scar.
Yeah, I just find it very easy to pull drafts on Tokyo Blur. So that's why they go like that. But
Ollie keeps first. Very, very good.
Ooh, and he might be able to get this trail off. Okay,
he's looking for it.
Oh, it's Alpha in second, so just gives him some space instead.
Konni trails his teammate, that's unfortunate, but you kind of need some people in the back here, so maybe that was for the better.
I believe Shroom for Konni, gets him up to the front, top 3. Oh, wait, no, that's squad lead.
2, 3, 4 for next Z, and FRZ has first.
Oh, that green was close. But Scar's in 5th, so 1-5 for freeze. Oh, and that green connects!
Wow.
That is tied by Ollie.
Next Z will have top 4 right
Oh.
I'm not sure he knew he was there.
Yeah, I think.
They still have top
so.
3.
Yeah.
They'll be alright for the time being.
Let's see who ends up taking cut. Wow, lucky shroom for Konni, able to take cut here. And now, top 2 look like they're pretty far away from the pack here. That is, so, they're probably going to have... They're going to have a decent chance from these next 2 sets to pull shroom. Meanwhile, Konni probably going to be able to hold... Oh, there's the blue.
He'll be able to outrun. It is not too hard to outrun here. I think if there's no...
Oh, there's the
Just
shock.
as I was about to say,
There's
no
the
shock, he is fine. But maybe they'll be alright. I don't think that dodged anyone too close to the front. FRZ's gonna...
Oh, what is going on?
Oh my goodness! Let's... Oh, that was nice.
So big. Oh my... 135, 7, 9, 11. Yeah, that got...
I know we just freaked out over that. I don't actually know if it did anything.
No, Squadling got 8th instead of 4th off that.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't sure who that hit. It was just, I thought I hit the Inkling, and then it just, you know, the Inkling still got 2nd, but, you know, very good race for Next Z, and they are up 50, and I think that might just be curtains pretty soon. But that was crazy.
That might be the nail in the coffin. That's what I was looking for. Not the seal of the deal. The nail in the coffin. There we go. The nail in the coffin for Next Z. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a miracle for Freeze to come back here. So, they need an average of 25 extra points in these next 2 races to even tie. So
just get 2 top 6s, easy. Bam.
Yeah. I mean, there comes Excite Bike. So that is one track pick for Freeze.
Not sure how this will play out though, because like I said before, this track is so based on like luck. It is. I've said this before. You have a 50% chance of getting first or last when you run. I think it's exaggerated, but anything can happen on this track. It's just down to how you play it and how you decide to go about going forward.
Yeah, and instead of on 150, where you kind of want to get as many mini turbos off these ramps as possible, you kind of just want to get as little ramp as possible. Because the trick boosts do not compare to the amount of air you're getting off these ramps. So you see top 3 for Next Z, and this is a bagging track. We see a lot of baggers, so ooh, that red connecting is not ideal for Konni, but as I'm saying, if there's a shock in this track, the off-road is such a big deal that you know, they're going to be stuck on the ramps a lot. They're going to get lots of air on the ramps, which means shock is going to be a big factor in this race. And I don't think anyone has it yet, because...
I don't think anyone has it yet. Those bottom 2... Oh, we were mistaken, but that is a shock. I think it was a freeze shock. I think 2 freeze members dodged in the middle.
Oh, there's the blue for... Okay, that could be Scar, though, in first.
Oh,
this is a golden bill for Gabry.
I'm not sure who that was that it targeted exactly, but that
this
definitely
golden
had to have been a shot.
Oh, okay, Konni has 2 shrooms in second, so he's probably getting first here. So it could be curtains. Oh, he shrooms early.
Very
he's
good job
avoiding the
avoiding
bomb.
that.
Okay, I think that's game over.
It. Yep, they got. I think Freeze or Next Z got 1-3, and I think that's it. Yeah, 1-3, 5-6. That is it.
Yeah, congratulations to Next Z for taking home the semifinals. They're going to be seeing Rated R in the finals. And fun fact, the last time Rated R lost was last season versus Next Z. So even though Rated R have been very dominant, maybe this is the time where we see a new champion. So again, we're going to see you guys back here Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to be here for the finals. And I can't wait, because even though this is pretty close, I think Next Z have a pretty good chance versus Rated R.
I think they're very well stacked against them. I think Next Z versus Rated R will be very, very interesting, considering, you know, Next Z only gets better as time goes on. Is that 12 different tracks? Oh no, Blue Lake was big.
2 Blue Lakes.
That's rough.
But at least it's 2 DLC tracks, so.
True. Yeah, next Z, I think, will have a pretty good chance against Rated R. You know, they only get better as time goes on. They play, and, you know, they just know what they're doing. But Rated R is always extremely tough to beat.
What? Do you remember the last time that Rated R was not champion of 200?
I was actually looking for that right now, and I will give you that information when I find it. But I'm curious to see how this race goes.
I love the Mii costume. This is
yes. We love the combo of the Konni. I want to see a freeze top 6. I think that would be almost kind of sad, to be honest with you.
What we needed last race.
Yes. There's too much too late, pretty much.
Oh, there's a lot of Halpy Miis on the minimap. We love to see that.
You love it.
I don't know, does Halpy play 200? I don't think he does, but...
He played a little bit of 200cc Lounge kind of recently, but I don't think he does that much, like, at all.
He's iconic. If you don't know who he is and you're in this community, you're missing out, so... Anyway. Looks like Gabry's just having the time of his life, time trialing Blue Lake with the blooper in his face, you know?
He'll be able to outrun this blue as well. He's got a good online TT session going right now. Oh no.
Tech, why do you say anything, honestly?
Oh man, I need to eat. I've eaten my words so many times.
I'm not gonna say anything. I was gonna say he's gonna keep first, but he does. So. See, if I would have said it earlier, there would have been Wait, did the second shot come? Yeah, the second shot did come. The second shot would have came early if I said anything. So, anyways.
So, before we go, first off, again, congratulations to Next Z. They will be going on to the finals to face Rated R. The last time that Rated R was not the champion of a 200 league was 200 League Season 5, where I believe it was Instinct that won that season, and Rated R got second. That was the last time. It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yep, they have been at the top for 2 years.
Is that like 5 seasons, 6 seasons in a row?
It was 3. It's 3 seasons, like regular seasons, and 2 overdrives. So they have been the champions of the last 4 tournaments. Yeah, wow. They've been the champions of the last 4 tournaments.
That's insane. Well, I think Next Z have the best chance out of all those 5 years so far. I think they've been looking good. I think so. We'll see how it goes. Tune in next Saturday and tomorrow for D1 D1 finals. XIV versus Gungnir. This is going to be a very good one. I don't believe either of these teams have been D1 champions yet. So we're going to have a new D1 champion of 150cc. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I believe I'll be back here again tomorrow, same time. So make sure you guys are there. It's going to be a very good match. I can tell you that right now. These teams are
You guys need to be there.
Even. And yeah, so that's me and Technical out for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.